And pretty soon you'll start to get familiar with how this chord will function as these other chords, and you get to really be more familiar with how it sounds in these different sort of circumstances. Like for instance, if you've only played this chord as a C major chord your whole life, hearing that as not being the root can be quite difficult at first, and maybe, you know, hearing this chord as an alto dominant might just sound, you know, maybe odd or strange to you at first, because you're used to hearing it in such a specific context. But your ears will really start to you know, acclimate to hearing it in these different ways, and pretty soon that really shouldn't be a problem. And of course, in the end, it all comes down to personal taste. Like maybe you really like the way, you know, it works for you know, minor 7 flat 5 chord, but not the way it works as a Phrygian chord, or, you know, so really in the end, it all comes down to what you what sounds good to you. But in some instances, you might have to let your ears sort of adapt to using it in a new way. Okay, so now let's try, you know, of course, the next step that you want to try doing after you've gone through some 2-5-1s, maybe, you know, or 1-6-2-5, stuff like that. You want to try and go through a whole tune using just this one sound, and this will really show you kind of how it will give the harmony a certain sound, a certain shape, because, you know, we'll be playing through a whole bunch of different changes and different keys and whatnot, but it's all using the same sort of intervallic structure, the same sound. So it will give the harmony a very sort of a definite character, a very specific character, and that's what I really like about using the chords like these, because you can go through, you know, the same set of changes, but for each chorus you can, you know, use these different sounds. Like, you know, maybe one chorus you're really using this type of sound, and another chorus you're using it, you know, a totally different sound, and the way that impacts the harmony is you know, it's subtle, but it really makes it feel very different, and so your choices when it comes to the chords that you play become really specific. It's not just, you know, oh, it's an A minor, so I know this is an A minor chord, so, you know, I might as well use that, but I could have, you know, used this. It doesn't really matter, you know. You want to really be very very critical and very picky of the voicings, or the types of voicings that you're using, just because you want the sound to reflect something. You know, you want it to give a certain character to how you're shaping the harmony, and you want to have options so that you can you know, contrast it or use something else that more is more sort of catering to who you're accompanying, for instance. Okay, so let's do this on a real tune.